The theme for our reading is Our Oneness with God. And the Bible will now be read by Elsie from Alabama.
Proverbs. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not upon thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear the Lord, and depart from evil. Psalms. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. The Lord taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. It is better to trust the Lord than to put confidence in princes. All nations compass me about, but in the name of the Lord will I destroy. Daniel. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. And over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that these princes might have accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault, forasmuch as he was faithful. Neither was there any error or fault found in him. Then said these men, We shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains, have consulted together to establish a royal statute, and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree, and sign the writing, that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Wherefore, King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication to his God. Then they came near and spoke before the king concerning the decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days, say of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, The thing is true according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God, whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. Then the king arose very early in the morning, and went in haste unto the den of lions. When he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is thy God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God has sent his angel, and has shut the lions' mouths, and they have not hurt me. Forasmuch as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no harm. 1 John. And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us.
The correlative reading will now be given by Fairley from Maryland.
Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures by Mary Baker Eddy. Atonement is the exemplification of man's unity with God, whereby man reflects divine truth, life, and love. Jesus of Nazareth taught and demonstrated man's oneness with the Father, and for this we owe him endless homage. His mission was both individual and collective. He did life's work aright, not only in justice to himself, but in mercy to mortals, to show them how to do theirs, but not to do it for them, or to relieve them of a single responsibility. Jesus acted boldly against the accredited evidence of the senses, against Pharisaical creeds and practices, and he refuted all opponents with his healing power. Mortals must follow Jesus' sayings and his demonstrations which dominate the flesh. Perfect and infinite mind enthroned is heaven. The evil beliefs which originate in mortals are hell. Man is the idea of spirit. He reflects the beatific presence, illuming the universe with light. Man is deathless, spiritual. He is above sin or frailty. He does not cross the barriers of time into the vast forever of life, but he coexists with God and the universe. Every object in material thought will be destroyed, but the spiritual idea, whose substance is in mind, is eternal. The offspring of God start not from matter or ephemeral dust. They are in and of spirit, divine mind, and so forever continue. God is one. The allness of deity is his oneness. Generically, man is one, and specifically, man means all men. When we realize that there is one mind, the divine law of loving our neighbor as ourselves is unfolded, whereas a belief in many ruling minds hinders man's normal drift towards the one mind, one God, and leads human thought into opposite channels where selfishness reigns. Selfishness tips the beam of human existence towards the side of error, not towards truth. Denial of the oneness of mind throws our weight into the scale not of spirit, God, good, but of matter. God fashions all things after his own likeness. Life is reflected in existence. truth in truthfulness, God in goodness, which impart their own peace and permanence, love redolent with unselfishness, bathes all in beauty and light. The grass beneath our feet silently exclaims, "The meek shall inherit the earth." The modest arbutus sends her sweet breath to heaven. The great rock gives shadow and shelter. The sunlight, glints from the church dome, glances into the prison cell, glides into the sick chamber, brightens the flower, beautifies the landscape, blesses the earth. Man, made in his likeness, possesses and reflects God's dominion over all the earth. Man and woman, as coexistent and eternal with God, forever reflects in glorified quality the infinite Father, Mother, God. From Unity of Good, from Prose Works by Mary Baker Eddy. A colloquy. Evil. But mortal mind and sin really exist. Good. How can they exist unless God has created them? And how can he create anything so wholly unlike himself and foreign to his nature? An evil material mind, so-called, can conceive of God only as like itself and knowing both evil and good. But a purely good and spiritual consciousness has no sense whereby to cognize evil. Mortal mind is the opposite of immortal mind, and sin the opposite of goodness. I am the infinite all. From me proceedeth all mind, all consciousness, all individuality, all being. My mind is divine good and cannot drift into evil. To believe in minds many is to depart from the supreme sense of harmony. Your assumptions insist that there is more than the one mind, more than the one God. But verily I say unto you, God is all in all, and you can never be outside of his oneness. To say there is a false claim called sickness is to admit all there is of sickness, for it is nothing but a false claim. As with sickness, so is it with sin. To admit that sin has any claim whatever, just or unjust, is to admit a dangerous fact. Hence, the fact must be denied. For if sin's claim be allowed in any degree, then sin destroys the at-one-ment or oneness with God, a unity which sin recognizes as its most potent and deadly enemy. I insist only upon the fact, as it exists in divine science, that man dies not, and on the words of the Master in support of this verity, words which can never pass away till all be fulfilled. Nowhere in Scripture is evil connected with good, the being of God. And with every passing hour, it is losing its false claim to existence or consciousness. All that can exist is God and his idea.